Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Critical Podcast. My name is Jimmy Good, and I'm your host, and joining me this week is one of my go-to podcast compadres, Mr. Levi Fletcher. Levi, how are you doing this week, my friend?
I'm feeling great. I forgot. I was like, how do I answer this one?
I thought you were doing the old Joe thing where he's got like the audio delay, like he's in the field. Yeah, no.
You know what? With his storms recently, he would have the audio delay.
Yeah, which everybody sends a little love to Joe. Apparently, he lost electricity this weekend because of some pretty bad storms. So hopefully he'll be back next week. He felt bad missing this one, but you never know. He might pop in. I doubt it, but we'll see. He's probably playing Blackout if he has electricity. That's my guess. Like his priority is probably Blackout.
Should we set up like a GoFundMe Black Ops revival plan for Joe or something?
I feel like we're just kind of feeding his addiction and enabling him at that point. So we should do the opposite of that.
Oh no, we keep the money. No,
yeah, exactly.
We keep the money.
It's ours now. Yeah, if you're joining us for the first time, though, we don't just talk about our friend who's lost electricity. We like to talk about everything in pop culture, anything from video games, TV shows, movies, theme parks, music, all that stuff. But this week, we're just going to get right into it because there's a little event that happened the other week. You know, it's called the San Diego Comic-Con, a little 2019 action, baby. Yeah. Actually, it just happened a few days ago as of this recording, but by the time you guys are watching, it's probably roughly about a week old. I wanted to get into some of the big stuff. Now, there is some information, like they showed up a new like Top Gun Maverick trailer and like some new Terminator stuff. I'll be honest with you, I don't really care about that stuff so much. I want to talk about Marvel, and I'm not necessarily wearing a Marvel shirt today. I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? We're in Jurassic Park, and I love Jurassic Park. But Marvel, we got to get into it. We got to talk about some of this stuff because Marvel announced their Phase 4 plans. Some pretty interesting things. Some things we kind of guessed were going to happen, you know, but some kind of just out of nowhere, like, oh my gosh, they are going to do it, which is pretty great too. Let's dive right in. First and foremost, one movie I was not interested at all in for a while, but now hearing more and more about it, I really am. And after Endgame, I like this character even more. Black Widow. Levi, how do you feel about Black Widow?
I'm feeling good. I've heard a synopsis from it, and it's actually shaping up better than I hoped for. So
yeah, you know, it sounds like it takes place between, what did they say, Civil War and Infinity War. So I'm guessing we'll see where her red hair goes to blonde, which is just the question we all want to know about. But one thing I'm really excited about specifically is I've come to like Natasha Romanoff as a character more nowadays, and I gave her a lot of guff for just being on the team, and she and Hawkeye don't have superpowers and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I've come around, and Taskmaster as a villain is such a cool character to me. He was actually in one of our Mano y Manos, which you should definitely check out, versus, I think was it Deathstroke? Yeah. Taskmaster, Levi, are you familiar with him? Have we talked about him before? I feel like we might have.
I'm not, but I'm going to do a quick little Google so I can get a visual.
Sure, yeah. So basically, for people who don't know Taskmaster, he is a mercenary, he's got like a white hood and cape, white skull mask, and he has like a shield that he can use, and a sword, a bow and arrow that he uses to mimic the abilities of the Avengers. So basically, he's got this... it's this ability it's like Sharingan. He can see something once and then he can perfectly duplicate it. So he'll fight with a shield like Captain America, he'll shoot a bow and arrow like Hawkeye, stuff like that. So he's one of those characters that for someone like Black Widow would be such a tough combatant to fight consecutively. Like you'd have to use different things on him because he'd be like, oh, yep, I know that move that you do, like the twirling neck thing.
Is this the dude that hates Captain America with the face? With
the face, not Red Skull.
No. The smash his face with a building.
No, that's Crossbones.
Oh, he's a real character, Crossbones? Okay.
Crossbones is a real character. Remember he died in Civil War? He got blown up.
He did?
Yeah, remember the beginning? He got blown up and then Wanda...
Just the reason we watched Civil War again. Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, Civil War. Remember, I think we did the commentary together.
Oh, yeah, they threw him up and yeah.
The whole Wakanda, like the Wakandans died. Anyway, but yeah, Taskmaster is a really cool character. He was also a kind of like optional boss for you to fight in the most recent Spider-Man. And he's also going to be a villain in the beginning of Marvel's Avengers video game. So Taskmaster on the rise. And for someone who loves Deathstroke, not exactly the same, but kind of similar in some ways. I like him more.
He looks cool.
He looks really cool. Yeah. And I think he's going to be a fun character. Plus, if it's between Civil War and Endgame, there's a chance that we're going to get the return of Captain America and Falcon and stuff. Like they could still be in there, even as small cameos, because they could have been on the run together.
I think you'll like this film because I know you really liked the beginning of Captain Marvel, and I feel like they might take hints from that and they might put it in this kind of movie.
What do you mean?
You loved like the reconnaissance, like the
That's true.
the sniping and like you loved that. I know you did.
I
That was
do.
like your favorite part of the movie.
And people hated that because they're like, it's too dark and too like foggy and they couldn't tell what's going on.
I
I
loved
like
it.
it's like XCOM. I like it.
Yeah.
Or like the beginning of Civil War when they're all like Cap's like in an apartment and he's like calling stuff out to them. And
Mhm.
they're like, I love that type of I like a little espionage or Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the spy stuff. Like we love that.
I love it so much. I want a flashback though to when she got shot by Winter Soldier in her side that she shows in Winter Soldier.
Oh,
She's
they'll
like,
show it.
I
Yeah,
wish.
he's probably in Budapest. Let's be real.
Oh, and that's another thing too. We will probably get that, if not in this, we'll talk about a little bit later. But the Hawkeye TV show, Budapest, we got to see a flashback to Budapest. Like that is, and then we actually seen a little bit of video from Budapest. If you watch the first Avengers again, you could see Hawkeye and Natasha or Black Widow like shooting, just like, and they're kind of in rubble and stuff, and you know they could use something different. But I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about this now, and it comes out in
May.
not too long. Yeah, May 1st, 2020. And believe it or not, our boy David Harbour is in there. David Harbour, you guys know from Stranger Things as Jim Hopper or the most recent Hellboy. I really like him. I don't know if they've confirmed him or not, but I think he'd make a perfect thing for Fantastic Four. I don't know if that's what he's going to be, but I would love to see that. I don't know if that's.
Oh no, they're not going to be able to do that though.
I don't know which character he's playing in this movie. I can look it up.
They've reused MCU characters before. I mean, like the dude from the TV show is going to be a villain now. So,
which one?
What's his name? They just announced that one too. We'll get there.
Are we talking about Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's see. Did they?
So they can reuse an MCU villain or person.
He's Red Guardian. I don't know who Red Guardian is. I'm so bad. Who's Red Guardian? Marvel. Red Guardian is the name of several fictional superheroes appearing in first American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Okay, so he's going to be a superhero, I guess. Red Guardian. Well, I still wish he could be the Thing. Anyway, Levi, hypometer. Hit me with it. How are you feeling about Black Widow?
Yeah, I mean, I love any Marvel film, so I got to be at like a 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I think more so for me, it's the villain and the fact that I kind of like her as a character now, a little bit more so than I did before. And I think this will be kind of like a more focused, smaller scale film. And that's what I loved about like Winter Soldier is that it had far-reaching implications, but it was just like, hey, if Captain America is like the main superhero, it's not super flashy all the time what he's doing. And I'm hoping that the martial arts are really good in it. So yeah, for me, I'll put it at an 8 out of 10 as well. 8 out of 10. Levi, Eternals coming out November 6th, 2020, next year, kind of filling that Doctor Strange spot. Now, Eternals, Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani, it's hard to say his name, Salma Hayek, and they were also trying to get Keanu Reeves, I think. I'm not sure if they were going to get him for this one or something else, but Eternals.
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no. How do you feel about this? I know we still don't know a ton of information, but what are you thinking? How do you feel currently?
I like Angelina Jolie, so that'd be a fun addition to the MCU. I feel like they really know how Marvel really knows how to capitalize on a star's potential, so I feel like they will do her justice. Yeah,
but like
I've yet to see an A-list actress or actor really get the stick out of MCU, except for Jane Foster. But Natalie Portman, take it or leave it. Some people love her, some people don't. I'm kind of middle of the road, so.
Oh, we'll talk about her later. But like, how about the idea of the Eternals? I feel like it's their second crack at like doing the Inhumans in a way where it's like we're superpowered space beings that are like a big group.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody can make it work, it's them, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It's more of the cosmic stuff. And which is weird because I saw a thing in here that said James Gunn apologizes for no Guardians 3 in Phase 4. But honestly, I'm cool with a break for that because it seems like they kind of been pushing Guardians a lot. Even playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which we'll talk about later, is like the beginning of that game is like Guardians.
Well, Guardians 3 is going to have to come out before Thor. So if Thor yeah, I mean, if she's taking the mantle of Thor, then you're gonna have to see that, you know?
Maybe it's like a multiverse thing.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Mysterio died, so there is no multiverse.
But he might not have even known that there was a It's so confusing.
Doctor Strange knows.
Yeah, exactly. That actually is probably going to be what does it. But Eternals, I don't know. I think it'll be cool. Like I said, the second crack, almost that like doing an Inhumans thing. I think it'll be interesting.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's got a pretty crazy cast. Even if there's,
I've heard rumblings of people that think like Marvel might be down, like going down now. They're like, oh, at some point it's got to go down, right?
Sure.
People are like, at some point you hit your peak and you got to go down. And if anything was a peak, it was definitely Endgame.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be a real true test to see how they keep this franchise going.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like with this Phase 4 seems a little weird in that like it isn't just all sequels. Like not that they have to do that, but like in like phase, was it 2 or 3? There was just like so many, just like we're introducing a few new things. But I thought they were just gonna be like, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2. There's no Avengers. They didn't talk about like an Avengers 4 or anything. It's just like they're giving it time. So I think it's good to give it some time to breathe because you got to build back up. You got to build your new Iron Man, whoever that kind of these main characters are going to be. But
yeah, I feel like they really pushed that with Ultron went almost right into Civil War, and then also from there went into Infinity War, and then it was just a lot of big groups. So let it simmer.
Yeah, well, that's what maybe they're trying to do with Eternals is kind of satiate like the big group like feel and vibe of Avengers, but just doing like we're introducing a ton of new people to you right now, and it's nice to see that, to be honest, because like instead of them doing X-Men, which they're gonna do, and Kevin Feige said, we're gonna do it, but it's not gonna be like any you've seen before. I think they're taking their time to make sure that works out, and they're just gonna be like, hey, but in its place, here is Eternals, which is similar in some respects, is like a big group movie. Everybody's got a ton of superpowers, and it's kind of Avengers-esque. So we're gonna introduce you to a whole new bunch of characters, and they're gonna be big players throughout the rest of the MCU. I don't know. It's probably leading towards Galactus, though. Either way, but again, that's coming out in November, so they must feel decent about it. Obviously, not in summer, but that's not. Next year's a weird year, man, like between Black Widow and then Eternals. So it's like very like small scale humans and then like big cosmic insanity. Next one that comes out though, fall 2020, that's kind of like around the same time. The one that I don't know how to feel about this. Tell me how you feel about it. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What do you think?
I'm definitely excited for this.
Okay. Why are you excited?
Well, because Disflix.
Disflix.
First of all.
Yep.
I'm excited to see Disflix take off, and I feel like this is what we've wanted. We've always wanted to see Bucky and these characters, I think, be able to do more and have more room to breathe than being like stuck in a 3-hour, 2.5-hour time restraint. We get to see a show. We get to see,
yeah, and for the first
a little
time,
bit more breath,
Yeah, for sure. Well, for the first time too, we're gonna get like 2 of these main players from the movies that get to build a relationship that, like you said, isn't constrained to the 2 or 3 hours, but also isn't constrained to being like necessarily being around Captain America. Like these 2 guys will be together for the first time without him. And how's that going to play? Like, like how is their bond going to form? Like they've had a little bit here and there, but it'll be really fun to see them actually.
I think they might squabble a bit.
Sure, yeah.
But Sam's always been on Team Bucky, so
yeah,
even during Civil War, right?
Well, yeah, he kind of had to for Cap, but I wonder too if like it's going to be like they're kind of trading the shield, or maybe they're working together and they're just like, hey, together we're kind of the new Captain America, but there's 2 of us, like, which I'm cool with. Like, and that's really cool. I love Bucky. I love the Winter Soldier. I wish he would put the mask back on and be the scary Terminator guy, but he's probably not going to do that. I'm excited. Also, coming back, Daniel Bruhl to play Zemo, and apparently there was some footage of him putting on his actual purple mask. Now, if people aren't familiar with Baron Zemo from the comics, he's actually part of Hydra. He was a Nazi. He worked under Red Skull for Hydra. And I was like, oh, so they're going to give him the purple mask and stuff. Crazy. So he's going to come back, which I'm excited about because I thought he was a pretty cool villain.
Wasn't he a supercomputer?
No, you're thinking of
Zola.
Sorry, Arnim Zola.
Zemo.
Yep.
Hold on.
Zemo. Yeah, remember the guy who like made Civil War happen, even though like his plan made like almost no sense and it really depended on a few.
Oh, I loved that guy. Yeah,
somehow
he was a good villain. Yeah.
Somehow he tricked Tony's computers into thinking that he was the Winter Soldier. I don't know how he did it. But yeah, so I was like, oh, it's pretty cool to him having the actual purple mask and stuff because he didn't wear that, and Black Panther saved him. Maybe he shouldn't have. Hypeometer though, I'm sorry. What did we say for Eternals? We didn't say.
Well, Eternals like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm probably there too. I need to see something. But how about for this one?
Yeah. I mean, like I'm at like a 9 out of 10. I love both of those characters. So
yeah.
Why are they calling it Captain America: Winter Soldier? Why are they calling it Falcon and
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because there's no Captain America, and they have the
What?
shield as part of the
He-
logo.
He gave him the shield though, so he's the new Captain America.
Well, maybe at the end of the show we'll know who the new Captain America is.
God damn it! If I have to wait like 10 seasons for fucking Tom
Like-
Welling to come out and finally put on the goddamn Superman suit.
Wait, what? I was gonna say, yeah, it's true. What if at the end of the season they like, it's like Bucky, he's like, no, like Sam, you should be Captain America, and then like Sam grabs it, and then like he hands it back to Bucky. He's like, no, you're Captain America, and then it just cuts to credits. Because that's how it kind of ended in Endgame. He's like, no, you should take it, Sam. Which also with his wings, I don't know, is the shield going to be as effective? I mean,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think. I think Bucky always knew that was going to happen, but maybe he's got to work his way into it.
yeah, Bucky's cool. He's got his guns and stuff.
He's got some demons to get over before he can take up that mantle. You know.
Demons. Yeah, exactly. Also, I don't know if like he feels as good about America right now, as Sam does. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm giving this one 8.5 out of 10. I'm excited.
Oh.
I'm excited. How about you?
Yeah, I give it a 9.
Oh, you gave it a 9. Sorry.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I love both of these characters, and being able to see them on the big screen or the small screen is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for the streaming service because of stuff like this. Good job, Disney. You got us, you jerks. All right. Anyway, I mean, we love you so much. You're just so crafty.
I will just keep giving you fucking money if you just keep making good products like this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully it will be good. And obviously Kevin Feige's going to talk it up, but he sounds pretty excited about it too, which in the past, Marvel hasn't been like super stoked about their TV stuff. So, yeah.
But they sound on board this time, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Jeez, please don't let this fall the wayside like the other stuff. Poor Defenders. Next up, coming in February 21st, 2021, after Deadpool proved you can do a superhero movie in February, and then freaking Black Panther proved it again. Shang Chi, or as Kevin Feige says, like Shang Chi or something like that, and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Levi, how you feeling about Shang Chi?
Damn it, I thought you were gonna say Doctor Strange. Forgot I felt.
Nope, sorry, not yet.
Shang-Chi. So I don't know a lot about him, but I don't know why I always say this. I always say I'm a little nervous about how they're going to adapt this into a super, but they're going to do it with Black Widow. So, hey, let's make another character that doesn't have any special abilities.
But he's the best martial
But
artist.
like Iron Fist didn't work. But again, that was a Netflix show. Maybe this will work. I'm nervous, but I shouldn't be nervous because I always
did Master of Kung Fu.
I trust Marvel. That's what I gotta tell myself. I trust Marvel.
I'm excited because first off, they casted some kind of relatively no-name actor, which I love because that's like my dream. Exactly. I remember Chadwick talking about that. He's like, I got that call from Kevin. He's like, I think you know why I'm calling you about what role. And Chad was like, yeah, I think I do. I was like, oh my god, that call. Anyway, that and the fact that they'll probably do a really good job because looking at things like The Raid and then John Wick and stuff like that, I think they're going to try to make sure that the martial arts and everything, hopefully they'll do steady cam stuff because that'd be great to see. And also the Ten Rings, Legend of the Ten Rings, Mandarin has apparently been cast an actual real Mandarin. So we could have Shang-Chi, who's really good at, martial arts, fighting a guy who's using magical powers with these rings and stuff, like an Iron Man villain. So kind of an Iron Man sequel in some ways, but finally getting a true blue Mandarin. That's pretty cool to me. Like, I'm like, okay, there we go. Like, that's, if you're going to pull people into a new hero, do it with a villain that you kind of botched the last time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm excited about for it. And coming out in February, again, no bad time to release a movie, but I think February is kind of like a little, like a lull. Like, you kind of do your big movies in May, and then maybe again November, and then like it's kind of after the holidays.
Black Panther came out in February, and that went bonkers.
Oh yeah, that one is nuts. So, but yeah, if the martial arts,
Black Panther can do for the Black community what it did, it would be great to see what Shang-Chi can do for the Asian community and like really like bring a light to that community within a film.
And it's the first time out of any of these Marvel movies that they'll have an Asian lead, so that's really cool. And I think from what I've seen of this guy, like it's gonna be some really cool fight scenes that you might be like, oh, cool, this is like the Marvel's answer to The Raid, or it's just like these are incredible fight scenes. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah. Anyway, how do you feel? Like, what hypometer wise, hype check?
I just don't know much about it. I'll keep it with like a lukewarm 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm kind of there too. I feel like I'm so boring to just do the same thing.
I feel like, if I saw a trailer and it looks really interesting. It'll boost my interest. So
Fair enough. Next up, though, something a little weirder, but spring 2021 over on Disney Plus. Really bad name, WandaVision. What do you think about WandaVision?
Oh, WandaVision.
Good.
WandaVision. I really don't know how I feel about this. I do love Matthew Bellamy. Is that Matthew Bellamy?
No, Bettany. Paul Bettany.
Bettany. Sorry, Paul Bettany. Matthew Bellamy is the lead singer of Muse. I'm sorry.
I love. Well, you can love both of them.
Paul Bettany. I'm excited. Yeah, I am, but I'm
You love Scarlet Witch. She's your favorite.
She's come a long way.
Yeah. I think so too, and she had probably one of the coolest moments over in Endgame when she's like, "You don't know me, but you will." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Her acting has gotten progressively better.
Yeah, well, apparently she said too that this show is going to get really weird, and I think they're actually finally going to get into her true reality bending powers. So we might see like a bunch of different versions of like her in the multiverse, or her throughout time, or her and Vision just trying to figure out their lives, but it's always different. It might get apparently really weird, and a lot of people kind of make the comparison, and I do too, probably to like Legion, like that one show they did where it's like Charles Xavier's son has all these superpowers. It's just like a super weird show. I'm guessing that might be kind of what they're doing here, for just be like, hey, did you like Legion? It's kind of like Legion. It's super duper off the wall crazy all the time and weird. I don't know. I think it could be cool though.
I thought about what is going to be going on in this show, and when you announce this, you kind of have to announce Doctor Strange too, right? Because Doctor Strange is going to have Wanda in it.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm theorizing is that she is like hell bent on getting Vision back.
Yep.
So she's going to rip open universes to find him, and Doctor Strange is going to have to repair them, and that's how they're going to get together and team up. I think he's going to help her get because Doctor Strange is called what? Doctor Strange in the
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. So she's ripping open dimensions, super depressed, pissed off, and he's like, "No, crap, I got to fix it." And that's how they like get together. And then I feel like his show is going to bleed into, or his movie is going to bleed into her show.
I hope so. Or it'll be a kind of like a result of, or something like that. I just like the idea of them working together in any capacity, just because they're both magic users. It's like, This makes sense that they would be like, hey, we're the two like strongest characters in the universe in a way right now. Like we're insane as far as just like we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
I just think that's cool, and I hope that's the case. And Paul Bettany's back, so Vision's gonna be there in one way capacity or another. And I was like, good, because I wouldn't want to see anybody else take that role on. And they probably offered him a ton of money to do it. Mm-hmm. They're like, we'll just put you in another sweater, man, and just do the makeup from the neck up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hype check on it. How are you feeling? No. Do you want to hype check it? Do you have a feeling? Oh, his headphones died. I was like, what the heck happened to him? Here I'm thinking, like, there he goes. See, he's trying to get his headphones right now. He can't find them. Headphones died. Trying to get new headphones. There he is. Welcome back. Can you hear me? I'm leaving all this in. This is good. This is good stuff.
What is that? What's that music?
What music?
Oh, I thought I was going crazy for a second. I was like, what is that music?
What was it? Was it playing on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay. Hype check on WandaVision. Hype check.
You were fucking with me. Hype check on WandaVision is 9.
Whoa.
Out of 10.
Oh,
Tell you why. I feel like here I really, really, really do like Paul Bettany. I really do. He played a great Vision. He played a great Jarvis. Like I'm excited to see them together. She's right. She needs a redemption. She got shafted kind of like Hulk did. She got a cool scene, but not, she could have been better or had more action in Endgame. So I'm excited,
Okay, fair enough. But 9 out of 10 seems pretty high.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I love those characters.
You just like the Doctor Strange.
I do love the Doctor Strange. And
what if they
not a part of it? It goes down to 4.
I was gonna say if Cumberbatch is in there, he does TV, so we know he would do it.
I don't think any of them are like, oh, I'm gonna treat this like a TV project. They're like, the mouse is like, don't treat it like anything but what I'm paying you
Yeah,
for.
high tier. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give it like an 8. I'm interested to see what happens in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need to see a little something about it first.
Hell,
But
you have Paul Bettany's voice on your cell phone. You have to give it at least an 8.5.
I used to, but now I don't anymore. But I should give
Oh.
it back because I loved having that. Just like, excuse me, I have a message for you, sir. I was
People are like,
"Jarvis."
you have Paul Bettany voice on your cell phone? Is he like,
Yeah, Jarvis, baby.
go to sleep, Jimmy?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's time to go to bed, sir. Thank you, Jarvis. But also in spring 2021, Loki. Loki, right? It's got a really, really horrible font. It doesn't look.
It
good.
has a horrid font.
I'm sure it makes perfect sense in the show, but right now it's like, yikes. Anyway, apparently this is actually picking up. Spoilers for Avengers Endgame. You should have seen it by now. This picks up with the Loki who steals the Tesseract in that moment.
That makes sense. So he's somehow going to worm his way back to the future. So.
Potentially, or something like that. So, again, this is a Loki that has lost all the character development after the first Avengers and was just recently beaten up by Hulk. So it won't be like Thor: The Dark World, Thor: Ragnarok, like where he becomes kind of a cooler dude. So just keep that in mind. So he's
going to be spicy. Okay.
He's going to be spicy. He's going to be kind of a trickster, baby. He's screwing up the stuff. And
you think we'll see a little bit of Chris Hemsworth in the TV
show? Yeah, probably just a little bit. Even if it's a cameo. Chris seems like a cool dude. Like he'd do it. He'd be like, yeah, I'll just do like one show or something.
No worries. I'm already filming fucking Guardians 3. I'm already filming like.
Yeah, he's a busy dude. But yeah, I'm excited about Loki. Like we need to see again. I want to see more of this stuff. But I like the character of Loki. I've come around on him, and a lot of people like after the first Avengers, there was such a huge following for Loki. People were like, Loki is the greatest villain, Loki. But I think he's just a great character, and also Tom Hiddleston does such a good job with him. Like, and Tom looks like he's having a fun time. Like, I think he's excited to go back to being more of like the villain, like being a little less nice, which I'm excited about. So Loki, I'm giving you an 8.5. Don't let me down, baby.
I give it an 8.
Give it an 8? Okay. Is there any other things you want to say about Loki before we move on? Anything you're excited about or you want to see? Okay. Oh, I forgot to say in WandaVision, I want to see a tease of Magneto. Please. These are both coming out spring 2021, I believe, which is kind of crazy. Like both of those are coming out around that time.
I'm sure Disney's really banking on the fact that these are really going to boost, Disflix. So
don't everybody freak out, especially you, Levi, even though I'm pretty sure this font looks kind of like the show Stranger Things, but they are banking on your boy, Levi. This is what happens with some of these movies. They get released in November and then they're like, all right, we'll give them a May release. May 7th, 2021. Lock it in. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Kind of bums me out. I mean, people weren't as hyped for the first Doctor Strange. It had good reception, not as great sales. The sales were okay. I mean, there were still Marvel sales. But now that people have gotten a taste of Doctor Strange, we got Infinity War, we got Endgame, we've got Cameo and Thor. I think people are, they're on board now. So,
how do you feel about this movie, though?
10 out of 10.
Hypometer.
My hype is a 9.8 out of 10.
Please explain to everybody again why you love Doctor Strange so much.
Doctor Strange. I don't know. He is my boy. He's the one that I like most. He's just like, I love this dude. He's like, his charisma. He's snarky. He's like the Tony Stark of wizards,
That's a really good way of putting it.
He's got really cool powers, and he's just sassy. I just love the dude.
Do we think at all that, I'm sure Marvel's got a big plan for all this stuff, but is this the movie that they put him in the Multiverse of Madness and he goes through a ton of different universes and they just look at the ones that people respond the best to and they're like, hey, if we want to do like a B, like at the main cinematic universe like this, and they want to do like an offshot one, they're like, hey, we just have him show up and World War Hulk is happening. Hulk is killing everybody. And then he like teleports out and people are like, no, I want to see more of that. And then they're like, all right, we'll make a movie about that now. Like, do you think that's
teases in? Yeah.
Do you think that's what's going to happen here? Like, they're just
gonna,
like, which
in my brain, seriously, like Wanda, she's just ripping open shit, right? And like she's stepping through dimensions and Hulk's like fighting She-Hulk and whatever's going on. And
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like,
they go through another dimension and Cap's trying to put back the stones and he's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying
to. Yeah, that's. Yeah. So, like, do we think that's going to happen? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a pretty good feeling about that. Yeah.
And I'm not super familiar with any comics, to be honest with you. So like, I don't know if Multiverse of Madness was like a comic run or one comic, or if this has happened before where it's like he fought a specific villain that like threw him reality bending, and he's like, oh, I need Wanda to help me because she can like break and change reality. I don't know. All I know is that I think I'm excited about it. I like the first Doctor Strange. It says the events of WandaVision will lead into Multiverse of Madness.
Nice. Okay.
So
she's
again,
pissed. She's trying to find Vision. I'm sure of it.
So this makes a lot of sense, and this is like the genius of Disney. Like if they're gonna release, WandaVision in spring of 2021, so this comes out in May. If you release it in like March or April, and you have it going, and then they do like a teaser at the end for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and they show Wanda and stuff, people are gonna be like, I have to go see it in theaters. Like I have to go see it.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's
how
very
they pitch
smart.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really smart. And plus,
Well, and
Doctor Strange, so many options.
I like that you're going to be able to consume more Marvel. You're going to be able to consume more MCU this way than them having to be like, oh, we have to make a big budget film every single time. We can make a big budget TV show.
Yeah.
And,
explore some of these deeper, more complex characters that you might not make. Like you could make them. Like I feel like Black Widow they also could have done a TV show for.
Yeah, but I feel like I think with the reception they got from Endgame, they were like, no, we got to give her a big screen moment.
Well, yeah, and it's sad that like I wish she would have. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like Captain Marvel kind of beat her to be the first female-led superhero film, and I feel bad. Black Widow's been putting in the time for a long time, and she's finally getting her due. And Hawkeye is getting a show instead of a movie, so it's kind of like I don't know how they make the decisions, but I think it's cool knowing that we're gonna have this bleed straight into that, and this is like the first time we're going to get one of these TV shows that is saying that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of dances around like the movies, but like this is like, hey, this stuff, you should watch this show and then go see this movie, like, which is going to be harder for people because people be like, I thought I just had to watch the movies, but we have to watch this 8-episode thing now too. Be like, oh, okay. Anyway, so you're 10 out of 10 for this, hyped up like crazy.
Yeah, I love this guy.
I'm giving it a 9. I'm still hoping for Ghost Rider somewhere in there. They might introduce Blade here too. This would be a really nice place to introduce Blade. I don't know, but this next one though is super duper weird. And I want to make sure I get the right times code for it. 32, nice. The What If series. Levi, are you familiar with this?
No, and it sounds super weird.
Okay, so from what I gather, it's a bunch of I'm reading this off of IGN, but it's basically an animated series for the MCU, and the Watcher. If anyone knows the Watcher, I think he kind of looks like a big baby face. You saw him briefly, the Watchers in Guardians 2. Stan Lee was talking to him. But it's going to be an animated kind of thing on Disney Plus that kind of explains or divulges or gets into things of like, what if this happened instead? So for instance, these are like examples of being like, what if radioactive spider didn't bite Peter Parker, bit somebody else. That's like they've kind of gone into that. Or like, what if the Hulk actually retained his intelligence right at the beginning, or did World War Hulk? Like they're like, hey Hulk, you're too much of after Age of Ultron, you're too much of a security risk, and we shot him off into space. Like they could tie in, they could do anything. So basically, it just allows them to go in an animated way to explore other things that might have happened. Like what if Ultron beat the Avengers? Like stuff like that. Like it allows them to go in a lot of different ways. I think it has the potential to be the coolest show on here. I also think it has the potential to be like almost nothing. Like
well, are you gonna be pissed that they're like, yeah, we'll give you Ghost Rider, but it's gonna be in What If?
Well, the problem is like they have a ton of. It says, okay, actors from across the MCU reprise their roles as the voice talent. So they're going to get like all these people back. Tom Hiddleston, Haley Atwell, Jeremy Renner, Chris Hemsworth, it's everybody like you would see in there. I don't know, because I know they're doing like the Hulu Ghost Rider thing, which I'm not really counting as canon. But the fact that they got all these people, Samuel Jackson, to come do the voices for this, Josh Brolin, so they're going to do like Thanos stuff, like a lot of stuff. They could do a lot of stuff in here. I don't know. I'm interested in it. And I think, again, it's another way to say like, all right, what do people like? Should we make a movie about this? Should we do that? But yeah, I would like to see that. What if would you want to see?
What if the MCU wasn't successful and Iron Man failed?
What if Tony Stark's oh no, I don't know.
I just think it'd be funny if they like did like what if like in the first 5 seconds of Iron Man gets shot in the head and then like
Nothing
you know
happened.
what I mean? Yeah, nothing happens. Like I think it'd be funny if they did some.
What if Iron Man was like, let's just make more weapons? Everyone should get an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael B. Jordan. So, dude, what if Killmonger didn't die? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool. People would love to do
What
that.
if we didn't fire James Gunn? Where would we be now?
Oh my gosh. Jeff Goldblum. Oh, they're gonna do a bunch of Thor Ragnarok stuff too. Well, they could do World War Hulk. I'm not seeing. Why am I not seeing his name? I'm not seeing his name, Levi. You know who I'm talking about.
Spider-Man?
No, I'm talking about Mark Ruffalo. Is Mark Ruffalo in here? I'm not seeing it. Ruffalo. He's too busy. Stanley Tucci. Who did Stanley Tucci play?
Stanley Tucci. That sounds familiar.
Stanley Tucci. Who is he in the MCU?
He is.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's briefly plays the dude that I believe he plays the dude that gets smacked by Cap Shield, and he's like, "Stay down," and then he like, no,
Different guy.
you know what I'm talking about though.
I know he's from the beginning of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Marvel.
He's gonna look it up. It's okay. Michael
he's
Rooker.
the doctor. He's the doctor.
Oh, you're right. In First Avenger. Dang
it,
dude, that's cool.
I didn't even recognize him as that role.
This might be. I don't know if this is what they're going to tie into because this is. I don't remember. I thought I'd heard
what
about.
What if the serum didn't work? Yeah.
Or what if they use the serum on Peggy Carter?
Oh wow!
Instead of Steve Rogers.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, I'm really excited about that because I love the First Avenger, and I'm so sorry I forgot about that because he's got different hair in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, what if? Again, it's a wild card. I have to put a question mark for it because a question mark out of 10 because I'm like, it could be amazing, but it also could be weird. So like, I don't know. Do you have a number for it?
7.5.
Okay, 7.5.
Just because it's animated.
And that's coming summer 2021. So this comes after all the Wanda Vision, Doctor Strange stuff. So this is a really good time to introduce this weird like multiverse what if thing because it's like, all right, the craziness of WandaVision, the craziness of Multiverse of Madness, and then it's like everyone's kind of in the mindset of being like, all right, we're already in this multiverse hot tub. How does this all work? So I like that. Cool. Hawkeye though, fall 2021. What do you think?
Yeah, and it's premiering. What's her name? Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. That's correct.
Yeah, interesting.
Uh-oh. Is that a Minnesota interesting?
No, no, you know what? There's a lot of story that we missed out on from Hawkeye, so I'm excited to see what happened, where he was. He was doing his Ronin stuff, so we're gonna get kind of like an Arrow style movie with Hawkeye.
Yep. You have failed this planet.
Yeah. It's taking out a sword. I'm down. Yeah, I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they're gonna do that and flesh out that character. I'm excited to see the Ronin stuff for sure.
So many people were pissed that he wasn't in Infinity War. So here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Here's like 8 episodes or whatever else, however long this is gonna be, and introducing a new kind of Hawkeye, as it were. I think will be fun too. Yeah, I'll probably put an 8 out of 10. I like Hawkeye enough. I'm interested to see if the show will capture more than what you said, like with Arrow and kind of doing the Ronin thing. But that one sequence in Endgame was something I wanted to know more about. So I like that they're going back and they're saying, hey, we might have skipped over this time, and maybe it was intentional. But at the same time, it's nice to kind of say, hey, we're going to go back and focus on it. And that way you don't have the question, of being like, how did you get to this point? Why did you cut your hair?
People really wanted a Hulk in there somewhere.
A Hulk?
Yes, I know people really wanted like a Hulk TV show or Hulk movie or something because he got shafted and people are pissed.
I'm a big Hulk fan and I just live with it now. Next big one, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So this is starring Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and Natalie Portman as a female Thor, and Taika Waititi returns as director. I know Missile Mage is out there somewhere going like, yes! Like, he's so stoked. How do you feel about Love and Thunder?
I don't know how to feel about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm confused at as like what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it. I didn't hate Thor Ragnarok like you did, but like
I didn't hate it. I gave it like an 8. I just didn't like it personally.
Just here, I know we talk about Ragnarok a lot. Some of the shoehorn stuff that pissed me off is like you shoehorn Hela, you shoehorn Fenrir, like the coolest parts of that movie you fucking shoehorned. Like
Well, it wasn't that. They just didn't like. They just did too much. I think
they did too much, and they didn't let the cool stuff really have its moment. That's pissed me off.
Yeah,
Hela needed more screen time. She needed more action. You got the big freaking dog that's awesome, and everybody's like, "Yeah, big puppy," and you know,
big wolf. Didn't get much.
I don't know, and I'm not a big fan of Natalie Portman.
I thought she was so done with this series, and they must have said like, "Hey, can you come back and be freaking just female Thor? We're gonna give you like $30 million, like please."
Her agents were probably like, "Listen,
yeah,
you got nothing else going on. Black Swan was okay, you're not getting a Black Swan 2.
This is your new Star Wars, Natalie. This is your new Star Wars.
You need
Take
kind of
the check.
You need something because the Dark World didn't do great, and you're kind of to blame for that.
No, but... is she to blame for it?
See, I have a middle of the road with her. Doug, my partner, he loves Natalie Portman. He's like, yes. I'm so like he always loves it. He was so mad that she only got like a message, or she only got like a call out in Avengers. He was so pissed off about that. But it's weird. It's weird, dude, because they've had her, and then they're like, oh, she's doing a retreat, or she's doing this, and you take her out for a couple years. And...
Yeah, it's weird too, because I don't know if it's going to be like some sort of weird love triangle, because I feel like they hinted at that between Thor and Valkyrie, and like bringing Jane back into it and having her get the power of Thor. Does that mean like he'll transfer it, or can there be multiple Thors? I don't know if it's like Shazam style.
I have a feeling that like I didn't get a lot of love thing between him, and I thought that like I got mostly like a friendship thing from him and Valkyrie.
Oh, you go back go watch Ragnarok again. There's a part where they both jump into the ship, they're both like almost touching. They're like, oh
yeah, but
I like Valkyrie. By the way, I like Valkyrie.
Yeah, she's cool. She's gonna be the queen of Asgard, and I think Natalie Portman's gonna help them rebuild it, and Chris is gonna pass it off to her.
Yeah, I wonder if that's where we're gonna get some like a little bit of Guardians stuff, just like a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we'll get like a snippet, and then we get Phase 5, and
I wonder too if the success of having Hulk in Thor Ragnarok means that we'll see a lot more Hulk in Love and Thunder. I don't know if that's.
Oh, we might. Yeah,
it could be that. I don't know.
Because they can't make a standalone film for him, right?
That's true. They still can't do that, but I don't know. It sounds like they didn't, even if they.
That's because Universal owns them or whatever.
They own the full a full length picture rights thing to Thor or to Hulk. Which
how did they make another? How'd they make that first Incredible Hulk? That's part of the MCU.
Universal made it.
Oh, so maybe they could do that again, like they did with Spidey.
I don't know if Disney and Universal, like if Comcast would play super well with that, or if Disney would want to. The other thing too with Hulk is I wonder if he'll ever get a TV show on Disney Plus to do the time jump from Infinity War to Endgame to be like, how did he get smart? Like, like they might do an 8-episode like little here's how it happened, because that's a big question. Like what?
Because it's not like these are the only shows we're getting. So
yeah, exactly. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about it? Give me a hypometer check.
I'm at like a 6.
Yeah. 5.5 out of 10.
I'm kind of done with Thor.
It's too much of a joke. It's too much of a joke.
I feel like Thor really had his emotional moments in like Infinity War and Endgame, and I feel like I feel like we closed the chapter on him. A
little bit. I don't know. He's just I feel like he's such a joke now. Like he was serious a little bit in Endgame, but the whole fat Thor thing is really. It bothers me. I know a lot of people like it. It was just too much. It was and yelling at kids on Fortnite. It's almost unforgivable. But again, this is my own hang up. Also, I like old-fashioned Thor. I like the one who's like, breaking the coffee cups and it was just always talking kind of like he's like, I am the god of thunder, like, because that Thor's gone. Like it's no more of that.
We're talking predictions tonight. Do you want to predict a little bit of Phase 5?
Oh, we still have to finish up this one too. But before people we got to finish it up. Oh yeah, because we got one more or two more things to quickly talk about. Anyway, I know I like having character progression too. I know our Thor has changed. I get it, everybody. I get it. All right. This thing I'm actually really excited about to be announced. Playing this interesting new character, we got Blade. Dude, we got Blade.
Oh, Blade, yeah.
I forget Mahershala Ali. I keep saying he played Cottonmouth back in the first season of Luke Cage. He's been in a few other things. I think he's perfectly cast as Blade, and I love the fact that Blade's showing up because that means we're one step closer to Marvel Knights. I think Blade is part of it, which is like, you know, him and Ghost Rider and Punisher, like all the kind of edgy characters. But Blade, vampires, dude.
I feel like Blade should have been Idris Elba, and I know they couldn't do that because he's Heimdall, but Idris Elba would have been a great Blade. He's very on the same tone as like Wesley Snipes, you know?
Maybe. I guess I just kind of want to see, like, I think he'll be perfect for it. And Idris Elba was already in as Heimdall, so
that's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reaffirming the point in my mind because I keep forgetting that he was in the MCU because he's such a big, like, he's such a well-known actor now. It's hard to think that he had like that tiny little role. Like, he just kind of stood in place a lot and was just like, I see the entire all the souls. But I think the guy's gonna be good for it, and I'm excited for Blade because I kind of like the concept of Blade, but Wesley Snipes was just like a little too corny, even though the Blade movies are pretty good. But I'm excited. I don't know. How do you feel?
Sure. I mean, I was never a big fan of Blade, you know, because it's vampires, right?
Yes, he's called the Daywalker. He is a human vampire hybrid, and he hunts other vampires.
It's just funny that that's part of the Marvel world, but yeah.
Well, technically, like one of Spider-Man's biggest villains is Morbius, who's a vampire, and Sony is trying to do that now too. So I don't know if they're going to try to tie Morbius into like the MCU as well, because like, you know, Blade would probably hunt Morbius.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm excited just to see them try to take that on, and plus that kind of falls under the purview of not only Ghost Rider but Doctor Strange, which I'm excited about as well because I think that is a cool character. I'm like, yes. So. Yeah, I'm excited for Blade. And to see him interact as a vampire with other characters of the MCU, that's going to be so weird. Like, how's Peter Parker going to be cool with a vampire, like, in New York City? Be like, oh, they're vampires. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Like, him and Blade teaming up to fight Morbius, that would be so cool. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. And again, I think that actor, he's one of the best parts about that first season of Luke Cage. So, again, I'm sorry that I butchered his name. Anyway, Levi, give me that hypometer.
7.
Sure, 7. Okay, 7. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I think it'll be cool. Plus, he's got a cool kit and cool powers, and I like it. Even though I'm kind of sick of vampires.
I'm on the fence now. Give me a little taste, and I'll be back up there.
Yep. The last two things I want to bring up here briefly. It sounds like we're getting sequels for Black Panther, Guardians to be announced, and Captain Marvel. No surprises with any of those. But the last thing I did want to bring up here, Fantastic Four. They said it was going to come in Phase 4, which makes sense for Fantastic Four. I am excited because
they haven't announced all the movies for Phase 4 yet?
No, they've announced they have. It just sounds like the other ones are kind of Feige also mentioned this X-Fox. He mentioned it, Fantastic Four, but not which phase it will fall under. It might be at the tail end of Phase 4 or the very beginning of Phase 5.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He promised that it would be like a return to form. So those are some big words.
A return to form? I hope so, because like Marvel seems to get it, and this is like the founding family of Marvel. And I know a lot of people have problems with the first two Fantastic Four films. They're not that bad. Chris Evans, think about it. Chris Evans was good Human Torch. Fan Four Stick, or the Josh Trank one, yes, a dumpster fire, not great. But if they can get this going, I don't know if John Krasinski is going to be Mr. Fantastic. I still wish David Harbour would play the Thing. I think it's going to be great. I think they'll do it justice. They'll do it right. I think they've already teased a little bit. And if they can get one thing right in this movie, just get Dr. Doom. For God's sakes, Dr. Doom, you're killing me if you don't put Dr. Doom in this movie. He should be the new, like, main villain. Come on. Like,
this will be fun. Casting for Fantastic Four. Okay. Brock Lesnar is going to be the Thing.
Oh my God.
We got Kristen Stewart, who's going to be Mrs. Fantastic.
Perfect.
John Krasinski, I'm okay with that. And then to play the Human Torch is going to be like...
Is it bad that I don't want John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic? Because like,
why?
I think he's a smart guy, but I don't think he pulls off like super like crazy intelligent and also kind of a jerk, because that's Mr. Fantastic. Like Mr. Fantastic, sure, like needs to be like, I can't pay attention to my wife because I've got more important science things. Like that's who Mr. Fantastic kind of is. And like, yeah, because after all the Jim and Pam stuff, I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry, it's gonna be hard for me. He'd make a decent Human Torch. Well, I don't know if he'd be a Human Torch. Who's like a cool hotshot? Like nowadays, would be a good hotshot. Like Taron Egerton or whatever from Kingsman. He'd be a good Human Torch if you could get the English accent down, or it's American. Sorry, he could be a good Human Torch. Oh, he'd be the perfect Human Torch. I am a genius. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, everybody. But yes, Taron Egerton.
You know who Brock Lesnar is?
Yes, I do know who Brock
Lesnar is. Because they like making WWE stars into
Dave Bautista, Rock did it.
The Rock, yeah.
Are you excited at all about Fantastic Four?
If they can do it right, sure.
Yeah, I just want Doctor Doom. I keep saying Doctor Strange because Doctor Doom would fight like Doctor Strange, and then maybe one day if like Norman Osborn was there, and they're both like CEO. Oh my god, and there's Latveria, and he's the monarch of it. Oh my god, diplomatic immunity is a good power to have. Sorry, I just love Doctor Doom so much, even though I can't say his name right now. But I'm excited for Fantastic Four.
But they have to have Cole from Charmed play him, the dude.
Oh, he was so good. Honestly, I really liked him as I always forget his name, but I really liked him. Yeah, but hypometer for Fantastic Four.
7.5.
I like those movies. I'm giving it an 8.5, baby. I really like the Fantastic Four. I really do. And it also ties into like we have the Skrulls. I want to see the Super Skrull. Show me the Super Skrull, baby. Because that is what I want to see. And also they get a bunch of cool villains like Galactus and the Skrull, like more of the crazy Skrulls and oh my gosh, Kang the Conqueror and just a bunch of stuff. Like it gets really weird. They have access to a lot of things there. But anyway, out of any of these things, are you still Doctor Strange is like their biggest, like the one you're like
right now? Yeah.
I guess that's probably going to be the same for me too. Watch, if you go back, it'll be like you said, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was your favorite. But
I'm really looking forward to like I want to see a Black Panther sequel. I want to see Guardians 3.
Yeah.
I want to see who is due. Who's due for a sequel?
Those are the big ones. I don't know. Do we want to see an Ant-Man sequel? I do, but like I don't know if the world wants it.
I don't think we need it. I think they're good. Maybe we'll see them in another thing like going down the line, but I don't know if we needed a third one.
I would love Ant-Man to just be folded into more movies because I think Paul Rudd is such a fun actor. Like you throw him into other things, kind of Thor Ragnarok style with Hulk, where you're just like, hey, you know what?
Best with an ensemble. Yeah,
I would love to have.
That's why Ant-Man and the Wasp did really well.
Yeah, put him in with like Black Widow or something. Like that would be kind of cool to be like, yeah, you're teamed up with Black Widow or something. But no, I guess that couldn't work because timeline wise, I don't know where you put him. Maybe in Hawkeye or something. Like I don't know. It could be fun. Shooting him on arrows. I'd like to see that. But yeah, that's Fantastic Four just has so many possibilities. That what if could be 10 out of 10, but we don't know yet. But Doctor Strange, I think, is going to be sick, especially after he like stole the show in Infinity War. It was just like, oh my gosh, we need more of him in our life. Like I had people coming out like talking to people like who didn't like Doctor Strange. I was one of those people. I was like, I like him, but not like a ton. Now, like after that, you're like, here's the Sorcerer Supreme, just like doing all the hand signs and just like doing all. You're like, what is
badass? Yeah.
And the fact that he went toe to toe with Thanos, who had the Infinity Gauntlet for like a little bit, is like, bravo. Yeah. He's doing pretty well. Like he didn't have all the stones yet, but he did pretty well.
He's definitely up there. Him and Captain Marvel are probably some of the strongest people in the multiverse or the MCU right now.
Oh, for sure. I would love a what if episode, the animated one, where all the different ways Doctor Strange could have beaten him with the time stone. Like if he just was like reverse just for a second and like stab in the face, or like reverse for just a second and like do something else. Like he's like, those ways wouldn't have worked, but what if they did? That'd be really cool. Or like what if they beat Thanos at that moment where they pulled the glove off? Like maybe one of them would have turned evil. Like that was one of the ways that would have still failed.
What if Thanos won? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That it's like fully won.
What if Tony Stark was like, no, I'm not gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna stay with Morgan and I'm gonna stay with Pepper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Like he's like, I'm not leaving. Yeah, that would have been. Oh gosh. Cap had to put them back in time, so the stones are still out there. Gotcha. Which apparently the Russo brothers confirmed that he did in fact meet up with Red Skull at some point. I was like, oh, nice. Yeah. Let's see that. All right, well, there we go. That's all the stuff I want to talk about. This is obviously, it's been Comic-Con, the last weekend here, and the Marvel stuff's kind of the biggest stuff to talk about for us right now. I'm sure there's a few things we forgot. We'll probably bring them up next week, but Anyway, we're going to move into that segment of the show we like to call Time Killers. Things we've been killing time with. Levi, what have you been killing time with lately, man?
Okay. Final Fantasy 12.
Nice.
I've been playing a lot of Harry Potter Go on my phone.
How do you like it?
It's fun. Yeah, it's not as great as Pokemon. The confoundables are not as cool on the mini-map. Like, I mean, you got a little Pokemon running around, so it's nice to click on those. Confoundables are kind of boring. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Battle animations are cool. So,
but FF12, what do you like it? Not like it?
I like it. Yeah, it's got a very MMO style feel to it, which I really enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to play more of that. Just picked up Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which is apparently it's doing really well on Switch. It's one of the highest selling Switch titles already, so that's pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, I was hearing it was getting like middling reviews though.
I feel like it's more fan service, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like what the Metacritic 74, GameSpot gave it 8 out of 10. Yeah,
Sales are doing pretty well. So
when I was playing it, I got that. I was like, it's like 7.5, 8.
Yeah,
it's
not fun. Perfect. It's just a fun. It's what I wanted it to be. It's a fun little hack and slash beat 'em up, with your buddy.
I just wish it had more skills, and I get that the whole like we're trying to figure out how to do like if someone uses a spell and somebody else casts an ability at the same time, like they get like a super ability. So it's like if Peter shoots out, a Star-Lord shoots out like a tornado, and then Thor uses lightning on it, turns like a lightning tornado. It's like that's cool, but the first Ultimate Alliance, man, they had so many spells and stuff for you to choose from. It's like, you're killing me.
Maybe it'll open up more. We don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I just want to play as Ghost Rider because we were getting a lot of characters, and I was like, Ghost Rider. It's just seriously, he's one of my favorite characters to play. He's just so cool. But yeah, I was playing that with you the other night. We'll probably play some more. By the time people are watching this, probably this weekend. So check out over on Twitch and stuff. That'd be fun. Anything else you're killing time with?
Rewatching South Park, which is funny. I love early or middle South Park. So
okay, nice.
What else am I killing time with? What else? What did you say? You were like, you were like, you should use that as a. I haven't picked up Dragon Quest Builders yet.
You're watching like the Watchmen trailer.
Oh, the Watchmen trailer. Yeah, watch that. Killing time, I guess, for a couple minutes with that.
Yeah,
it's good.
I hope it's good. I don't know if I'm gonna get HBO for it. Do you have HBO?
I don't, but it'll be on Plex. So
yeah, yeah. Because our friend gets HBO.
Yeah, that's about what I've got going on. What about you?
Cool. I watched a few Rick and Morty's the other day from season 3. Just for fun. It's season 3 is not. Season 3 is okay. I remember just like season 1, and 2, and I feel like a lot of shows like this are for me. Like, and I hate to be this guy because it's not. I'm not trying to be hipsterish, but I feel like some shows just get too big for their own good. Adventure Time was this way, where I remember like watching it and I just found it so hilarious, and I remember like kind of watching it just like. Everyone kind of caught onto it, and then it felt like the show morphed, and it wasn't just because people were yelling in my face. It just felt like the show was just like, all right, we're going to be super duper weird now, and it's just going to be so niche still, but like, I don't know. But Rick and Morty, it's good. It is good. But
yeah, season 3 was rushed because it became very hyped, and then they were like, we got to push this out, and they're like, well, can't we let it sit? And they're like, nope.
Yeah. But I did watch the first episode of Steven Universe, which a lot of people is kind of a similar boat where it was like it didn't have a huge following and then it got a crazy following and now people are like super mean about it. But I was like, I watched the first episode of that. Interesting.
A lot of people are talking about The Boys, and I'm really excited to check this show out.
Yeah, I might. I don't know if I want to watch. I tried to watch like American Gods, which was like an adult kind of like superhero-ish almost show, but like I just don't know. I'm just not into that sort of thing. Like it's just too like sometimes too sad or like overly violent.
And then I'll fill you in on it. And
yeah, let me know if I should watch it. The Boys. Besides that, though, little Frasier here and there. Caught up on The Bachelorette for the most part. Let's see. That's pretty much everything. Oh, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Playing that RPG Mondays right now. And didn't really make any progress today, but still played a little bit. So there's that. Yeah, and a little Monster Hunter when I can. Monster Hunter World, baby. I love it. All right, let's just move quickly into that last segment of the show, community feedback. And questions, not a lot this week. If you're out there and you're listening to this, you should send us a question or respond to our amazing tweets and whatnot. But we got this in from Ryan because I just wanted to know what people thought about all the Marvel news that dropped this week. And Ryan Lehman out there, he says, well, it looks like Disney Plus will be a must-have for me. So that means Disney's getting to people. You know what I mean? Like Disney is like, that's impressive with the streaming service because not only Are we talking like WandaVision, Hawkeye, Winter Soldier, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, such a weird title. But then on top of that, we still have things like The Mandalorian that's going to be exclusive to that too. I don't know. I think just Disney, if they're going to start a streaming service like this, and they're also going to have it be cheaper than Netflix and stuff, this is just the way to do it, because you're going to get people sucked in, and people are going to have to watch it at least for a month before to watch the new movies like Doctor Strange into the multiverse. No, madness. Multiverse into the multiverse of madness. That is in the multiverse of madness. Dang, that's a tongue twister a little bit. But I think it's just so smart. You know, I get it's a business. I get they're trying to get more money out of people, but I think the quality is really going to be there, and I think they're really taking it seriously. And Game of Thrones has proven that if you do a show like this and put the money in, people will be willing to pay for your subscription to watch it. Like, and it'll be movie quality.
Vault. You know, who doesn't want the Disney Vault, you know?
That's exactly true, too. I mean, the fact that we have access to all of them, which people are still angry, like Song of the South might not be in there, but it's like, come on, everybody, just calm down. But to be able to watch all those Disney movies, and we're talking Disney movies, not only the animated classics and more of the more animated, like the new ones or the computer animated ones, we're talking like all the Marvel movies. We're talking like potentially Star Wars, like all that stuff, too, is just going to be right there for you. So it's like, yeah, I get why you just would want to get that. So very nice. But if you have a question or topic for the show, like I said before, please tweet at us the hashtag Critical Podcast. You can tweet at GoCritical, which is our official account, or you can tweet at me. I'm at JimmyGood013. Please tweet me your funniest gifts. Levi sent me this hilarious one today that I was actually laughing out loud at. That was a little twist on Lord of the Rings, and I was dying. I don't know if it was so much a GIF, but a little video. Oh my goodness, dude, it was too much. I was like, ugh. Yes, Levi, if they want to follow you on Twitter, where can they find you?
Joe_Lever. That's Lever just like beaver with a B.
Not
I'm at Levi Fletcher.
Yes, follow him and tweet him things. Yeah, Joe, I left all the stuff in there so you guys can see it. Tweet at Joe. Tweet him some well wishes, so hopefully his electricity is working again. Like I said before, we are on Twitch, trying to stream there weekly. I'm on there Mondays.
I want people to tweet Joe a GIF of Joe Dirt. That's what I want.
Oh, perfect. Joe Dirt. Oh, yeah. What's our hashtag going to be for if people watch the show?
Hashtag. What do we? I don't know.
Hashtag Marvel Madness.
There you go.
I did it. Yes. I just looked up and I have this Ghost Rider poster like hanging over here. I'm like, no wonder I'm so influenced by Ghost Rider. But yeah, if you ever have any ideas for the show like that, or if you want to hang out with us over on Twitch, you should definitely do so. Like I said, I'm there Mondays. Levi's there sometimes throughout the week. Then we're going to do a buddy stream this weekend, so you should come hang out with us. It's going to be fun. What else? We have a Patreon. We have a Spreadshirt. If you want to support us, those are great ways to do so. But if you can't afford it, just share us around. Like this video. Literally just click the link and share it with someone. You know, copy, paste it. That really does help, because the best way to grow this channel is through word of mouth. So thank you. If you could do that, I would appreciate it greatly. We all would. That would be wonderful. Anyway, Levi, thank you for being on today to talk a little bit of Marvel, baby. Are you excited overall for Phase 4?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Do you have an overall rating for Phase 4 right now?
Say like an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say like an 8. I'm excited, but like there's some
that'll rise, but
there are outliers though. What If could be really strange. WandaVision could be super freaking weird, which would be fine. Anyway, thank you, Legionnaires, for hanging out with us. We will see you next week. And until then, just remember to adapt and overcome.